Well, guys, I bet you're wondering what we're doing here. Yeah, I just figured I'd go ahead and tell you. I've lost some weight. Can't you tell? Oh, you can't tell? Well, hold on. Let me see if this makes it better. Can you tell now? No, but anyways, I finally got mic'd up. It's a cheaper option of the mics, and hopefully it works good. I got it off at a Click Clock shop, TikTok, Tickety Talk shop. So hopefully it works all right. If it don't, then we'll just go back to the old method of me yelling at the camera. No, but I have a very special surprise for y'all underneath here. I was trying to make it a surprise for my wife, but she's a very good investigator, and I tried nonchalantly asking her questions about, what she would like and this, that, and tither and t'other, and this opportunity came up, and I was like, well, I better jump on it while I got the chance. And there's only one thing that I knew that she wouldn't like about this thing that's underneath this this car cover right here. But whenever I showed it to her yesterday, it didn't seem to bother, and she was real enthusiastic about getting this thing on the road and, driving it and us feeling the wind in our hair, if that gives you a clue. This is something that she's been wanting for a while, and I'll get a little bit, to that story here in a minute. But before we get to it, I just want to tell y'all guys, I appreciate each and every one of you that watch Old Cornbread here. Man, it's been a blessing being able to do this, being at home. Up to 562, 63 subscribers. But I do know that most of the people that watch ain't even subscribed. So if you would now, hit that subscribe button, smash that bell, hit the notifications, like this video, share this video, do whatever on whatever it is you do on your phone or computer or however you watch this, just to make sure that everybody gets to see some more of this cornbread content that I'm trying to push out. I mean, you got to admit, even though I don't know what I'm doing half the time, I am a little bit funny. Welcome to the channel. So I bet you're wondering, what has Old Cornbread got himself into now? Well, to be quite honest, I don't know. I've always worked on stuff that's had carburetors, pretty much what I like to call toilet bowl injection. And not, saying that, fuel injection vehicles, there's nothing wrong with them. They just take a little bit more brains, a little bit more knowledge to work on them, a little bit more of something I really don't have. But the best thing about this car is it already runs and drives. It just needs a little TLC here and there, a power steering pump, something going on with the airbag light, engine lights on, ABS lights on, and pretty much the dash underneath there looks like a Christmas tree. But it starts up and drives, been sitting since 2019, and it is 2024 now, so that's a total of 5 years that's on this puppy, just sitting back and taking it easy. So we took it from the grave, or I didn't take it from the grave, my aunt did, and she sold it to me and said, here you go, you help out me, I help out you. And I told her if she got rid of it that I would like first dibs on it, and she gave me first dibs. So without further ado, I got myself a bug. Or in better terms, it's not mine, it's my wife's. And she's done reminded me of that 2 or 3 times. Yeah, here. This car has been sitting, like I said, since 2019. Needs a little bit of love, but honestly, it's not a bad looking car. Now, the story behind this car, it was owned by a teacher. And basically what the car was doing, and this is what a lot of people do, it was just nickeling and diming them. Basically, they would just, every time they would fix something, I guess they would have to put more money back into it, because every time a vehicle gets a little bit of miles on it, it's going to need repairs and stuff like that. It just happens with every vehicle. Nothing lasts forever and nothing stays brand new forever. So when they parked this car, I'm guessing it had the issues that it had, being with the power steering pump and all that, being probably the last thing that went out. That, and they said something with the rotor over there. The ABS light's on, so it could be anything from a wheel bearing to a sensor. But make a long story short, she ended up getting some kind of Kia or Hyundai or something, and they ended up parking this puppy. And she told my aunt whenever she sold it to her that, to be honest, that she wished she would have kept this car on the road and just fixed it, because this car drove a lot better and ran a lot better than the car that she bought that was basically almost brand new. I have no idea what we're going to name this thing. It's got a yeller paint job with some kind of throwing dirt on the side of the vehicle vinyl that's faded. The top is pretty much what I'd like to say completely gone, and the glass has popped through from just sun age and damage and sitting. But the one thing good about this car, I think somebody put one of these dash carpets up here, and I think maybe the dash is okay and it's been protected by that, and it's a stick shift, so I know this puppy will be easy on gas. Maybe I had a Volkswagen Jetta that was 5-speed, and it was about the same year model this thing is, and it was pretty good on gas. But the thing about this one is, it's going to be pretty good on gas, and our hair is going to be blowing back in the wind. It might not be as cool as a 80s model IROC Z T-top Camaro with a 305 or a 350 in it, but when I'm driving it, I'll definitely be able to say that I'm white girl balling. Da-na-na-na-na-na, and I need you. Da-na-na-na-na-na, and I miss you. Da-na-na-na-na-na, and now I wonder. Tongue's kind of big. Well, let's get you over here and show you this puppy. As you can see, it has the Bluetooth windows. It went down whenever I pulled the car over here. It was going up and down by the switch, but something is draining the battery real bad. I don't know what, but all I know is that you can jump it off, leave it running for about 20 minutes, and it'll crank back. But then, if you leave it sit for about 20 minutes, it pretty much drains the battery down. Don't know what it is. Does need a little bit of love, a little bit of cleaning, but honestly, it's not a bad looking car. Got leather seats. What's this thing do? I'm guessing that's a seatbelt holder. My bad. Well, where are we going here? Am I gonna have to do that? I'm pretty sure that this is what this is for. I don't know. But the seat back there, I don't know if that's some rips or if it's just some stuff that's fell in here. But, you know, like I said, it needs to be cleaned a little bit. It's got a little bit of a mildew smell from the open window back there. But honestly, it's not too bad. Lift her up. Whoop, whoop. There it is. We just, well, hold on a second. There we go. All right. Comes standard with all the leaves that you see here. But this is the 2-point slow that comes in these VWs pretty regularly. Regular. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but anyway, it's pretty common in these Volkswagens. I think the Jettas and the Beetles, both of them had it in it. They're good motors. They just ain't got a lot of power, but they're good on gas. And that's basically all we're looking for. Maybe until we decide to throw a turbo on this thing. And we get the noises out of here. Now, it does need a power steering pump, and I've looked up a video for that. Pretty much, you just loosen up the tensioner here, put like an Allen key or something in there, and go from underneath. And I got my jack stands and I got my jack ready to do all that today. But first things first, I want to see if I can get this battery charged up. And if I can get this battery charged up, then I can show y'all how it runs. Because it's not a good, revival video, even if you would call it that, because really it still runs. I guess you can say we're trying to revive it from it trying to go to the grave. But we just got to hear the thing run. We got to hear it start up. We got to hear these horses purr. We got to hear that 4-cylinder turning and banging. So what it looks like we'll need right here is maybe a 10 millimeter. That's usually what you need always, every time. Never fails. Do 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 do. If we can find one that's close enough, we'll just use it, and it ain't gonna hurt nothing. You know what I mean? Wrong song, ding dong. Oh yeah. Oh, I can't take this thing off. Well, it wants to. So let's see if we can get this thing out of here. Get it out of here. All right. Get it out of here. Well, you devil. Good Lord. What does it do? Does it take an act of Congress to even get this thing out of here? German engineering at its finest. Oh, well, we ain't gonna worry about all that. We just gonna pull it up out of here and see if it'll come on. Looky there. Didn't even need to take all that junk apart. It just came right out. Ain't that something? That battery charger that I got just really ain't no good. So when it comes down to it, if this doesn't do the job, then I will just hook some jumper cables to it and I will bull the heck out of this thing until it starts. Got her. It's probably what was giving me such a big problem getting that thing in and out. I was always taught to do the red first and do the ground last. Ooh. Yeah. It's drawing juice from somewhere, and I just don't know where it's at. It ain't even got a key in it, but yet it just sparked a little bit whenever I hooked the ground on. See if we can't try to get this thing started before this battery runs down. Hopefully that charged it up pretty good. If not, I'll throw that thing in the trash later. All right, key is on. Daggone it. I just knew it. I'm telling you, I'm going to throw that charger away. And I'm going to get me one of those NOCO 2000s or the 3000s. Shoot, even the 1000 would be a whole lot better than that piece of junk I got in there for a battery charger. Gosh dang. I'll be right back. All right. I got the trusty Tahoe pulled up to her. You go to your dead battery first because you know you ain't got no juice. Red, then black. And you go over here to the one that's got juice. Red, then black. And you'll know it's working if you can hear a change in your motor. All right, see what we got. Here we go. All right, that was a little off there. Let's try it again. There we go. Well, the engine light went off. That's a good thing. ABS light's on. It's letting you know it's cold. And the airbag light's on, which I'm thinking has something to do with one of those sensors or the wiring that goes to the seat. But if you can tell, for it to be sitting since 2019, it's running pretty good. I did check the oil before I fired this thing up, and it is blacker than the Ace of Spades, but it needs to be run through to kindly get all that junk or whatever's left in that oil, really to get this thing warm before I change it. I'm going to put it in gear, back it up, and then pull it forward just to show y'all that it does move. And these 5 speeds and these things, reverse is weird. It's up and to the left and you have to push down on the knob. Ain't got really much of a emergency brake, but it does go backwards. Brakes does work pretty good, I do have to say so myself. And then you put it in first and go, and there it is. I'm gonna open up this trunk and see what I got in the back. All right, let's see what we got back here. Shoo! I don't know if you want to see this. Mouse nest heaven right there. We're just gonna toss this off to the side for now. Hopefully nothing comes out of it. Ain't much back there. You got a wasp nest. Tear that off. Stomp on it. And other than that, I did find one of the center caps. The only thing that I'm seen to be missing is the key that goes to the wheel and tire, because it does have a key on one of them right here, and the rest I believe are 17 millimeter. I'm gonna let it run here for a minute, and just to get this oil nice and warmed up, and once it gets up to running temp, or what I think is running temp good enough to drain this oil, I'll bring y'all along with me just to see what it looks like. Alright, so I got her jacked up. Had to jack that thing up probably about 2 miles to get that 6-ton jack underneath there. So I don't think we're going to have a problem with this thing, you know, crumbling down on us. So I think I got all the tools I need underneath there in order to change the oil, except for an oil filter wrench. Might have one in the garage, might have to go get it, but I'm going to see if I can, you know, take this thing off with my hand first. See if I got enough strength to do it, because I'll only have to, you know, put it back hand tight as I can whenever I go back. So this thing, being how it's made, it's got this big old skid plate underneath here. Oh, Lord Jesus. Yep, that's going to be a doozy to get off. There we go. Whew. I definitely need one of those electric ratchets, because doing this nonsense. Where's the man at? Yeah, might be able to get to it right there now. Getting off. Whoop. All right, 17. That's a 16. 17. Put it on. Come underneath here, pull this thing. Well, might have to go on this side. Skid plate. Well, what are you doing, Brandon? How are you going about to do this? Are you going to shove it in there that way, or no, you can't do that. This right here is the reason why I work on older junk. I tell you what, this is the problem right here. With people not knowing how to tighten up these stupid oil drain plugs. This is the problem with the engineers not knowing what they're doing. Okay, here we go. Dadgummit. Just come off there, alrighty. I mean, would you? Did you? Please, for the love of God! Come on now. Alright. It's pissing me off. Because every time I put the wrench on there, it's taking a step backwards. Come on. Come on. There you go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. Now I think I figured it out. Alright. Get my drip pan here ready to go. Okay, so to be honest, oil's not that bad looking. It's kind of black. Smells like gas a little bit. But honestly, it don't look that bad. It's pretty clean. I don't see no metal flake. Okay, so we got the oil changed. Got that all done. Took longer than expected. Had pretty much a plastic washer on it. There wasn't supposed to be a washer. And that skid plate underneath there just does not work good to try to fit a socket and a wrench on there. Plus, one of the oil pan bolts is blocking from getting a socket on there, so you have to use a wrench, and it's just one big nightmare. I'm pretty sure that maybe these oil drain plugs come with one of these right here, a metric hex bit that went in the center of it to make oil changes a little bit easier. But I got it. And then I thought I needed an oil filter wrench because I was turning it with my arm and I just couldn't get it. And I went and got one, wouldn't even fit around it. So I tried it with my arm again, and I just, moved it a certain way and it just broke loose. Really wasn't tight at all. So whoever done the oil change last in this Volkswagen done a good job. I can say that, because if you do an oil change or go after somebody who's already done one, and you find that the oil drain plug is as tight as it can be and the oil filter is really hard to get off, then you know somebody's really cranked on it. And don't get me wrong, I guess it's just one of those things that you kind of learn after a while. If it's tight, then it won't come off. You know what I mean? But for these oil filters, you can pinch that rubber seal that goes on the filter and cause it to leak. Or for the oil plug, you can strip it out. And then you have to go run and get an oil plug. And most of them are soft enough to where it won't rip out the threads in the oil pan. But if you rip out the threads in the oil pan, then you're left going getting a new oil pan. And that's something we do not want to do. So I know she's jacked up right here, but it should take 4.5 quarts of 540, which is weird. But if it works, why not run 1540 in it, It seems to be a 1/2 quart over, because I don't pre-fill oil filters. I think it's the dumbest thing to do. I mean, why would you pre-fill it when you can just go ahead and fill it a 1/2 quart full of whatever it takes, start it up, and it'll fill the filter, let it run for about 10, 20, 30 seconds, shut it off, then check it again, and then fill as needed. But if you do it a 1/2 quart normally above what it originally is, then that's about right where it needs to be. So getting on to this power steering pump, need a 15. So I can go ahead and loosen this bolt up. Maybe this power steering pump will go a little bit easier. And basically, you got this little knob here, and you're able to pull this thing through so much. Then you take one of these Allen keys right here and stick it through a hole, some kind of hole. Get her cranked down there. Take your Allen key, put it in there, and it should hold. Now, you don't have to take the belt off from up here. That would be crazy if you did that. So it's best that you leave everything on up here. Go underneath, take that plastic shield off. Normally, you would take the wheel and tire off. I can't do that because I could not find the lock nut for this thing, or the key that goes to the lock nut. So we'll have to end up going to the garage up there and see if we can't find a lock key to take that thing off. I'm pretty sure my buddy has a set of lock keys. I don't know if he has it for this one, but if not, I can buy one, because who wants to steal the wheels off these things? But I'm pretty sure, I don't know how long this is going to take. The one thing that I don't have that I do need is new washers to go on that one side of the power steering line. The other side, which I think is the return line, it just has one of those squeezable clamps that you can just pull off and then wiggle the hose off. But that one side, which I guess is the feed line, it has two washers. And I don't think that the power steering pump that I was given with the car has those washers. So if they're not in bad shape, I'm going to make do with what I have now. Well, that's enough talking. I'll get back to you and give you an update about halfway through this thing and show you what I got going on, maybe once I get it out. Well, got it off. Had to fight with that one last bolt that pretty much just holds that hose onto the steering pump. That was probably the most aggravating one. But I got it off. And just to confirm this thing was bad, I pulled on the pulley a little bit, and this thing was sliding in and out like a slide whistle. And then you could turn it one way, and it would lock up sometimes, and you could just hear it inside of there. It just does not sound good. So what we do with stuff like this is just throw it in the scrap pile that you already have in your yard, and get the new one and slap it on there. Ooh, shiny. This thing don't slide in and out. Now, I have no way of pre-priming this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slap it on there, get the hoses on there, get this line on there. So simple, ain't it? But in all honesty, it ain't that bad. I thought it was going to be a whole lot worse than this. Like I might have to let down one of the motor mounts, but usually they have a nice little access panel that you can reach over here that don't really make it that bad. This is the tensioner I was telling you about. Just put a 15mm wrench on there, and then put an Allen wrench through there, and it gives you enough loose tension on your belt. And right there is where everything sits. So you could really do this without having to take that skid plate off, or, you know, the wheel and tire. But after I get this done, I'm going to be running to the store, getting some fluid. I'll get back with y'all. All right, so I went to the store, picked up some power steering fluid. This is the only brand that they had, so it's what I'm going to have to go with. I know they probably take some kind of European, Asian type blend. We're just going to go with this good for everything kind and see how it does, because it's all I could get. So first thing I'm going to do is put these battery cables back on. A tip: when you pour sideways, because when you go to pour the other way, a lot of times it'll do that effect of what I like to call the gulp, 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 gulp. This allows air to come in and air to go out efficiently. so that way you don't have a big mess everywhere. We'll go in there and start it. Turn the wheel from side to side and see what we got after that. Well, I was going to turn it from side to side, but you know what? I'm going to start it, then fill it up, and then start it and fill it up, and keep on doing it until I know it's got plenty in there. Oh yeah, because it's already bone dry. Oh yeah. Ew. Maybe I should have flushed it out. Looks like a lot of chocolate milk going on. Might be a good thing I got this cheap fluid running here, because I might have to end up taking it out later on and putting some new in. I think maybe those metal chunks that was inside of there from where the power steering pump tore up is finally working its way through. Spitting and sputtering a little bit, but it does that. I think it's this old gas. Okay. Turn the wheel back and forth a little bit. Let's see what we got now. Ooh, chocolate milk is what we got. Might have it a little overfill. Let me make sure it ain't leaking. I don't see nothing, but time will definitely tell. That's for sure. Yeah, she's a little overfull, but I figured give it time to work the air out of the system. Me to run it, back and forth a couple times. It'll give it a little bit. But I had plenty enough fluid here probably to change out some of that nasty stuff. I'm gonna let it sit here and run a little bit, kindly warm up, get that power steering pump good and broke in, and get that oil circulating through it. Well guys, I think that's about all I can do for today. It's getting pretty late in the day. I'm hungry. I gotta find some food, before I starve. But anyways, fellas, we got a lot accomplished today. Changed that power steering pump, got that old fluid drained out, put new fluid in it. Probably have to be redone again. Like I said, it's still looking a little funky, so we'll probably have to do that. And we got the oil changed, and I didn't think changing oil would take me that long, but Volkswagen, I guess. No, in all honesty, there's some probably worser cars that I've probably looked at that was a whole lot harder to work on than this thing. That power steering pump was really easy to get to, and changing oil wasn't bad. It just makes it easier if you can lift it up off the ground with a lift instead of having to get on your back on cardboard and rocks and dirt and grass and bees and bugs and spiders and everything else that just likes to crawl and make stuff a home that really wasn't supposed to be a home. So you just smack them, or say, go along your way, little guy. But who does that? I mean, brake clean does wonders. I don't know what day I'm going to get back with y'all, so I'm just going to say that I'm going to get back with y'all. See y'all till then. Well, guys, me and Gable are here on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon, here to try to wash up and clean this old Volkswagen Beetle inside and out. And then we're going to stick some Berrymans in the gas tank and shake what all's loose in there and just clog everything up so that way it don't run no more. Go get some gas and see how this thing runs out on the road. You ready to help me clean today, Gable?
Yes.
All right. How are we going to tackle this?
We're gonna wash it.
And how are we going to wash it?
We're gonna use soap and water.
Soap and water. You heard it here, folks. Do we do the wash rinse method, or are we just going to do it all at once and throw the whole bucket on it?
No.
No.
That's completely wrong.
That's completely wrong. I agree. Well, I think that's enough talking. Let's get to cleaning. Alright guys, it's the next day. It's about 3 o'clock in the day, and I'm just done with cleaning this thing. I got my sidekick with me. I got him buckled up in the back, and we are going to drive to the gas station, attempt to drive to the gas station, get some gas, get us a drink and snack while we're there, and then put that Berrymans in here, and then maybe ride this thing around in the country a little bit, just to see, how it does. And I think it'll be fine. It's been sitting here idling, has a little tiny mess. I can't roll the windows down. I finally got this one to roll back up, and the switch just ain't working at all. So I don't want to bring it back down. And that window stayed up, so I'd rather have a little crack in it than a whole gaping window open. But other than that, this thing smells better. I got the tire pumped up. It steers better. So I think we're ready to go.
Yep, we're ready to go.
You buckled up?
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
There we go. This thing does
That's a new
good.
noise.
Yeah.
There we go. Maybe it's just some air working out in the power steering.
Yeah.
Right, what it was. Whew. It is hot today. I shampooed the carpet best I could with a little spa shampooer that I bought years ago, and it done okay, but other than that, it still needs a deep cleaning. There's mold on the seat belts and mold on the door panels that I just couldn't get off. I do believe that my ABS light is coming from a wheel bearing, because I do hear one. I do have brakes. They're not the best in the world, but they're there.
Yeah, that's not the best. I think it makes a mark when you do it. We'll see when we come back.
Oh yeah.
Goes pretty
That's
fast.
a bad wheel bearing somewhere.
Goes pretty fast though.
So it gets worse as I turn it to the left, and it goes away as I turn it to the right. And it feels like it's in the driver left side. And so if I was to guess, it's driver front.
Yeah.
And Zayden, I wish we could put the top down.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I wish that we could.
I'm about to burn up. Hopefully we don't meet no cops.
Yeah.
Because if we do, this thing ain't titled in my name. It ain't tagged in my name.
And we don't have no tags.
Yeah, no tags at all. But we're just running this thing up here to the gas station to put some gas in it. So if I do get pulled over, maybe you'll understand. Oh yeah, you can hear that wheel bearing pretty good.
Yeah. And there is 2 speakers on the back side.
Yeah, the radio, it looks like it works, but it has that safety thing. And I don't know the code for it. The radio card is gone somewhere, so we're going to have to try to figure out that. Yeah.
And we're going to have to...
This thing, the wheel bearing is bad in it.
And
I don't know if I should drive this thing out in the country or not, but maybe we might take a little spin in it just to see how it's going to do. But so far, I'm running 45. This thing ain't skipping a beat. So.
And we're going to have to find us some tags.
Well, Zayden, we get the tags at the DMV.
Yep.
We just don't find them. Tell you what, though, this thing rides smooth.
Yes. Does it go straight on the road? Does it go straight on the road?
Yeah, it drives pretty straight. All right.
We arrived.
We have made it to the gas station.
I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
I don't think we can make it to Christiansburg though.
Well, who said we was going to Christiansburg?
I'm just saying that I don't think it would make it.
It probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get out, unhook this negative battery cable, turn this thing off, and we'll fill up with gas, and we'll get back with y'all when we hit on the road. All right. Yep. We got us some snacks. Got us some Cheetos. He got the fiery version. My antacid reflux situation going on can't handle it, but it will handle the Pib Extra, best soda known to man.
Got some
and we got
weenies.
These ain't beanie weenies. We got some Viennas. And if any of y'all around in the Appalachian area, or just anybody at all, y'all know how to eat them things. That's drink the juice and the little wieners too.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Fresh tank of gas and some Behrmans. What do you say we just take a ride up through here, Zayden?
Yep.
Let's do it. Get that Bearman's working out through here. Uh-oh. Check engine light has came back on. Or it's blinking. That's not good. Alright, it's went off. It's not spitting and sputtering. Except for when I give it a little bit of gas. But that's alright, we ain't going too far anyway. Y'all put down there in the comments on if y'all can hear this wheel burn or not. Because I'm telling you, this thing is loud. Oh, what in the world was that? Oh. Whew. It's just water. Other than that, Zayden, don't you think this thing rides good?
Yeah.
I can't wait to cruise out in the summertime with this thing.
Me too. And you see, we got a little thing to put our stuff in. And then they got a little thing to put their stuff in.
Yeah. If I haven't told you, this thing's got 191,000 miles.
Yeah.
And I think maybe I've already told you, but I had a Volkswagen Jetta that had a 2.0. And I bought it. Good gosh. Well, there wasn't something else I'm going to have to clean up. A big old sploosh of water. Where in the world did that come from?
Sorry, it's getting weird.
Underneath the top? I don't know. But all that nasty moss water just went all over me. Alright. That's 55 mile an hour right there. And everything is tight. I mean, this thing rides good. But honestly, I've never had anything bad to say against Volkswagen. Kia, yeah. Hyundai, yeah. Toyota, no. Honda, no. Yeah, the check engine light just blinks, and it's whenever I put my foot in the gas. Maybe it just needs to work some of that old fuel out of the system. Probably needs a fresh set of spark plugs and maybe a coil pack or two. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Fifth gear. There we go. And other than it jumping a little bit, I mean, this thing runs good. These 2.0s ain't powerhouses anyway. I honestly wish I had a TDI to throw in this thing, because that would be sick. But being it's the wife's car, I don't think she would like the fact that I would make one of her cars diesel, and I would probably turn that thing up, make it to where it would roll coal. She probably wouldn't like it too much. But I think it would be awesome.
What's that dripping?
It's somewhere in here. I don't know how in the world it got in there, but it's somewhere in here. Wave at the neighbor. Pet turkey in somebody's front yard. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Domesticated turkey. I tell you what. Let's go down here at Nanny's and see what she thinks of her.
Yeah.
If she's down here. She might be up there. I don't know. Well, let's see. Let's go scrub. Nah. Yeah, I got the power steering pump in it.
Well, it looks
You can see what I did. I mean, it's not the cleanest. Of course, you know it needs a top, but I did put the power steering pump. It's got a little bit of a miss, but that could be the old gas that's been sitting in there since 2019.
Yeah. Yeah, I had this in my garage. Tammy couldn't get nothing done with it. That right there could be easy sealed.
What, that?
Uh-huh.
That right there? I know, because it's open right here.
Yeah.
And right there. So it's just pouring in, but I got that car cover on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice little car.
It's got some kinks that needs to be worked out in it.
Well, I reckon you bought it down so I could have it, huh? Well, howdy, buddy. Yes.
Yeah, me and Zayden rode out to the gas station.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. It's a nice one.
I didn't buy it for me.
Oh.
Bought it for Destiny.
Oh, okay. Well, she'll get good gas mileage on this.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
And when we get
and
the
she
top
can
replaced,
set 3 little children in there with her. That's what she's got, ain't she?
Yeah, we can ride with the top down.
Yeah. Cruise down the road in my Mustang and this little Volkswagen.
Yep.
Punch bag or something they call it. Yeah, when you pass them on the road, they'll say, punch buggy. Is it a straight?
Yeah.
Okay. Does Destiny know how to drive a straight? You better learn her. I'm telling you, she'll have that transmission now. Oh, your windshield wiper ain't right here.
Yeah, I need one.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a few kinks that got to work out. I think it needs a wheel bearing.
Yeah.
Or something to do with the seat belt buckle over on that side.
Well, if you ever had to sell it, you could get some money out of this car. It ain't 19.
Yep.
Wow.
That was the last time it was sticker.
It still starts. That's like getting over there. I just got to get a battery in it. Then get Brandon put a transmission like his pawpaw did.
Yeah.
Little wee little man. Shoved that transmission in our glory to God.
Yeah.
And Brandon does the same thing. At least he took after Greg. He's the only one that's thus far on mechanicking. He does some fine mechanicking.
Well, it's something that I enjoy, something that Pawpaw showed me that I'll never forget.
Never forget. Yeah. Yeah, somebody could fix that back there for you.
Yeah, Destiny was looking up how much new tops were, and
yeah,
you can get a new top off Amazon for $800.
Yeah, about 1,000.
But you got to have somebody put it in. So
yeah,
I don't know if it would be worth it just to go have somebody, buy their own, and then have them put it in, or buy one from Amazon.
Well, if that's shrunk,
go get somebody to put it in.
A body could get this hooked back onto the window mighty easy right there. But that up there, you might have to add a little piece.
I don't know.
Unless that mirror.
I know what I can do to fix it for the time being.
Is that slid down?
I don't know. I know what I can do for the time being.
Tape it.
Yeah, duct tape it.
Yeah, you can, but that'll ruin that black when you do.
Well, if I plan on getting a new top later on, then it ain't going to hurt it anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, Brandon.
But is it Nanny approved?
Yeah. Yeah. I could go right down the road in it. I know how to drive a geared car.
Yeah?
It's got all the bells and whistles, ain't it?
You can't drive no geared car, can you?
Lord, I can drive a transfer truck if I need to.
You can?
Yes.
Well, if I ever need a load of gravel brought to my house, I know who to
Yeah, that'll be a gravel truck, yeah. And big old gravel trucks. Daddy had a cattle truck. That's what I drove. Big old cattle truck. That's what I learned on a big old cattle truck. And I think it was 7 gears.
Really?
7 gears in it.
7 gears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of people's brought up that way to drive.
And believe it or not, that's how I come in labor with Tammy. Daddy had brought the old truck down there at the end of the road on Brush Creek. And he wouldn't start. He said, Rita, if we can get this pushed. And I went straight home, praise God, and I went in labor with Tammy.
After you pushed the truck?
After I pushed the truck.
You're a tough old woman. You know
I don't know what about that. I know the Lord's been with me down through the years.
Yes, he has.
Mm-hmm.
I can attest to that.
Yeah, sure has.
God's been good to you.
Yeah. Well, just take care of it, Brandon. He'll be good.
I think so, too.
It'll be good.
Well, I love you.
I love you, too.
I'll get out of here. Me and Zayd's going to get up here at the house.
Okay.
Well, you heard it here first, guys.
Yep.
Nanny approved. Is it Zayden approved?
No. Yeah.
Well, guys, I think that's it for this episode of Cornbread and Crap Boxes. I appreciate each and every one of you that's tuned in. Hey, by the way, if you watch any of my videos and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It don't take nothing just to click the subscribe button, and man, it helps me out a whole lot. So that way, one of these days, maybe I can get paid doing this YouTube thing, and it'll give me a little bit more incentive and a little bit more money to keep on buying projects and keep on making videos for y'all. So if you see this video, share it, like it, subscribe, hit that bell, do whatever you can so more people can get some more of this cornbread content. And I'm going to have to get up here at the house before it starts raining like cats and dogs. I think we got this Volkswagen, cleaned up for the most part, got that power steering pump replaced, and checked all 4 tires, got a tank of gas in it, and drove it out on the road, and it done a pretty good job. So I think we accomplished something, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. But guys, we appreciate y'all watching, and as always,
We see y'all favors later.
see y'all.